Hey, I'm here to talk to you about interviewing communication, three essential communication skills that are necessary in a lawyer-client interview. These three communication skills provide a strong foundation for a good interview if used appropriately and effectively. These skills include the ability to establish rapport, exhibiting good communication throughout, and the ability to collect adequate information. These all ensure that the interview is obtaining adequate information while ensuring that the client is comfortable and engaged. The first thing in a legal interview that needs to be established from the get-go is rapport. Rapport is a connection or relationship with another person, and it can be considered as a state of harmonious understanding between two or more individuals. This can be achieved through the use of content rapport and process rapport. Content rapport involves establishing an initial working relationship, which can be achieved simply through asking how the client is today, or did they manage to find a car park okay. This lets the client know straight away that you care about them and are ready to be respectful and listen to them. Process rapport is interactions that are made throughout the process that both the interviewee and client are engaged in. It surrounds the questions as to whether or not the client is responding how you expected them to. This can be achieved through the process of mirroring, the body language that is displayed throughout the interview, the tone of voice used, as well as the language and the ability to uphold respect to the present client. Rapport can be achieved through using non-threatening and safe topics for initial small talk, listening to what the other person is saying, and looking for shared experiences or circumstances. Showing the client empathy and being conscious to your and the client's body language. Additionally, the ability to establish rapport throughout an interview is an important skill of communication as it is beneficial to the interview. This is evident as the client will be more likely to share information and be more cooperative during the interview. Another essential skill of communication within an interview is the ability to exhibit good communication between you and the client through the questions used, as well as how you listen, the body language used, and the use of non-verbal techniques. Within an interview, it is important to have effective questions to ensure that adequate information is being collected. Moreover, an array of questions can be used throughout an interview. These include open, closed, narrowing, checking, reflective, empathetic, leading, hypothetical question, and hypothetical questions. Open questions are used to elicit longer answers as it encourages the responder to expand and provide more information. In contrast, a closed question can be answered with a yes or no, and it elicits very short, factual answers. Furthermore, narrowing questions involves asking a person to be more specific or more focused as it narrows in on a point in the responder's answer and seeks further information. Where checking questions are used so that the listener can confirm his or her understanding or what the speaker has said. Another type of question used is reflective and empathetic questions. These questions are used by the listener to acknowledge the speaker's feelings or to check that the listener has understood the speaker's feelings. Where leading questions can also be used as they suggest the answer in the question and are commonly used in cross-examination or where information is assumed to be correct. Lastly, hypothetical questions involve asking a person to consider a different scenario and requires the responder to think and provide information. Another element to communication is listening. These are there are different types of listening. These include non-verbal, self-interested, problem-solving, oversympathetic, detail-driven, and active listening. The ability to use these forms of listening is important as it allows the interviewer to gain information, clarity, confirm, give affirmation, exhibit empathy, acknowledgement, and to respond to emotion, as well as to show that you have heard what's being said and allow the interviewer to recognize the emotion. Listening in an interview also adopts the 4E model. This model displays 4 different types of messages: factual information, appeal, relation, and relationship. Reframing is also an element of listening. Reframing is a skill that shows the client that you are listening to them and is done through summarizing what the client has stated where appropriate. This is used to maintain rapport as it gives confidence to the client as they see that you are listening. Lastly, under communication, body language is also important. Effective body language is maintained through having eye contact at all times, mirroring the client where appropriate, the use of facial expressions to show emotion, and the use of emotional contagion, which ensures the client that you are paying attention and care as to what they have to say, thus making them feel more comfortable. Conclusively, another skill surrounding interview and communication is the ability to collect appropriate information. In order to sufficiently collect information, pre-interview preparation is necessary. This is as it allows the interviewer to prepare for upcoming interviews and ultimately ensures that it runs smoothly. Within the pre-preparation stage, interviewers check for possible conflicts of interest, create the physical environment that the interview is being held in to ensure it is comfortable, as well as obtain basic knowledge of the law that they may have to encounter within this interview. Thus, the pre-planning stage is essential so that the interview runs smoothly and the information is able to be collected more effectively. Thus, these three communication skills provide a strong foundation for a good interview if used appropriately and effectively. These all ensure that the interviewer is obtaining adequate information while ensuring that the client is comfortable and engaged.